I've always just learned better working with my hands all the time.
I don't like sitting in classrooms and just like staring at screens and stuff, so I like hands-on stuff.
It's just a lot easier to remember things. It's nice to get that hands-on experience.
Until recently, I would say that we were a pretty traditional technical education program, kind of an introduction to a lot of things. And then a couple of years ago, we started to explore how we might be able to offer a more comprehensive and robust technical education program to our students. Not only were we hearing about the needs that a lot of these employers and industries had, and we wanted to be on the cutting edge of that and be able to provide kids we felt were interested in that, and maybe we just weren't doing them justice in terms of what we were able to provide for them.
So right now we have the slate of 4 courses, so Introduction to Mechatronics, Industrial Controls, Robotics, and Industrial Internet of Things. So those are the 4 courses. We have the Skill Boss here, which has from soup to nuts, just the really basic hands-on applications of seeing sensors and working with belts and chains and having the opportunity to really introduce students who may not have ever had the experience of working with equipment before, of what it actually is like to have hands-on machinery. We have the electrical systems and our relay control and pneumatics. Students can read schematic and put those schematics into practice. And so it's a little bit of learning, a little bit of doing, but then that really, solidifies what they are able to retain. We have the FANUC robot. Most kids, I think, probably find that the most fun because they can get it to do a lot of different things, but the methodical thinking of it and calling up programs and teaching points and just seeing how they can automate a process really comes to life. And then marrying all of that with our tabletop mechatronics, having all of those pieces together, really understanding what is an input, what is an output, how do our PLCs communicate with each other, and that sort of thing.
We try to have different pathways to meet all students' needs, and this program we felt very strongly about would give our students a head start, whether that's in the career field, whether that's wanting to continue their education and pursue an associate's or a 4-year degree, that this program would give them the work-based experience and the work skills to be able to have success in those different pathways upon graduation. All around this area, the entire Chippewa Valley is full of different types of machining, mechatronics, hydraulics, pneumatics, those types of programs and positions, businesses that have a direct need for people that have those types of skills. So when we were looking at incorporating a curriculum or a program, it was how can we meet our employers' needs, what we're seeing in the Chippewa Valley with employment trends, what our technical school, Chippewa Valley Technical College, is seeing with their trends, what are some great opportunities to get students out and making a good livable wage upon graduation or even pursuing a 2-year degree, in some situations what an employer would even pay for. We felt like a program like this would give our students that head start based on employment trends in this area.
Manufacturers in general are supportive of education. Places like Ashley, Nestle, MRS, Bush Brothers, they want a strong workforce, and there's a need. And so they're doing what they can, in my estimation, to help make that possible. So providing districts with resources to be able to provide that training for students, whether it be allowing instructors like myself to go get training, or providing tours for students to see what actually this looks like in industry, to have a job like this so you can actually see it. You can visualize yourself there. Like, I can go right into industry as a high school student, and there are some jobs that I could actually take. I could work for an employer and maybe do a youth apprenticeship and be making some reasonable dollars.
We recognized that it was going to take a significant financial investment to be able to pull this off. The timing couldn't have been better because we were able to apply for some of the DWD Fast Forward grants, the Fab Lab grant. We also have received support from some area industry partners financially to continue to help grow this program. We continue to be very thankful and appreciative of that. We recognize that we need to have the instructor. Well, lo and behold, he was already here. We just had him in a different place.
I had the opportunity to attend weeks of training, and then via Lab Midwest down to Amatrol, obtaining training that way has been very helpful on the tours that we've been able to go on, and just the connections to industry via Lab Midwest has been very helpful.
I think one thing that I've noticed is the program has really appealed to a wide variety of students in terms of their interests.
There's still a demand for the woods and metals and auto technicians, and it was just something that we wanted to expand upon, just because our employers and our communities and our nation really need is students to come out with a skill set in a variety of different areas. Hopefully, years down the road, we're able to survey our students or have students come back and say it was because of this program that they have the jobs that they have now.
I've seen students that have never had their hands on a screwdriver before. I just kind of assumed that everyone had that experience, and so then to try and take people who have never seen a screwdriver to people who could wire up a PLC independently, handing off that power to the student or empowering the student, and to have a student say, like, I want to make a successful life for myself, Mr. Cat. I think this is a way that I can do that. Well, that's our goal, right? Like to have students be successful human beings and to have lives that they're proud about and that they're contributing to their community and that they're continue to be proud of the community that they're from. I think that's part of our role as educators here. We're really training the next generation.
I would say for someone that hasn't taken any tech classes, the reason you should is really just to get the hands-on experience and to find out what you like. You might think at the time you don't like something in tech ed, you might not think it's your career path, but then you go in, you try something, you take a shop class, you take one of these classes, and you see that there's something in there that you really do like. And you wouldn't have got that going through, a math test or an English test. You wouldn't have found that. So I'm glad that we have tech ed classes and Mr. Cat's classes here that can show us that there's more potential.